Well, good Thursday morning. Thanks for getting up early with us. I'm Noelle Bellow. Let's get you caught up on those top stories for this morning.
Helly-bacon usually hovers about 10 to 15 feet above the tree lines when they're looking for the hogs.
Especially the little kids.
Yes.
They've been coming in after school now. We've seen them with ice cream smeared all over their faces. You said you woke up this morning, 5:30, saw us on, and you told your wife, get up, we got to pack the truck up and bring some donations. How long have you been coming out here?
The house just beyond this one behind me is the one that actually did get struck by lightning. Just about a mile north of here, another vehicle, the black Chevy, was stopped.
Congressman Flores, do you find any issue with this meeting?
Well, I do find issues with the meeting. That is a meeting that should not have taken place. I would say this, I'm going out on a limb here, but I would say I think it would be in the president's best interest if he removed all of his children from the White House.
We're keeping an eye on crime for you. A man is in custody after New York authorities say his car plowed through Times Square, killing a woman and injuring nearly 24 others. Those details just came into our newsroom a moment ago. News 3's Courtney Burris has been following this story. Courtney, what can you tell us? The opening day at a new water park took a drastic turn after a child was thrown from a slide. We've got the details on that straight ahead. You were the one who said you were excited about Monday.
Yeah,
So
it was a good day.
To repeat the excitement, hey, if we're going to repeat temperatures like we did yesterday,
yeah, it's close.
This adrenaline is pretty intense right now going down the side of Hilton College Station.
With Bluebell revealing the company's newest flavor. It's called Sweet and Salty Crunch, which already sounds like a home run to me.
The heat was turned all the way up in College Station as Teaks put on its annual fire demonstration at the Brayton Fire Training Field.
Not only did the public get an up-close and personal look at a few different types of fires last night, I got to suit up and learn from the best.
You're probably going to leave with, man, these guys are crazy.
From toe to head, I got a crash course in what it takes to be a firefighter.
We train year-round, 365 days a year.
Number 41.
This particular training session is special, though. The Teaks Municipal Fire Training School is held each July, and this year saw about 1,500 students. Well, make that 1,501.
Put out.
Well, I hate to say it, but you're going to be in the more advanced section. Get in there and get it done and move on to the next problem.
Firefighters actually wear about 80 pounds of equipment when they're fighting the fires. And let me tell you, today's exercise gives me a whole new appreciation for the work that they do.
I really like seeing, come down here and seeing the fire field. You know, we've got one of the biggest fire fields around, and it's being from Robertson County and from Calvert, come down here. We're really blessed to come here and train. Seeing how the pros do it.
And boy, did they bring the heat during a rapid fire public demonstration that showed off what our firefighters are up against each day.
You know, people don't realize it takes a special person, a special breed to run towards your fire when everybody else is running away from a fire.
So when you see those big plumes of black smoke hovering over College Station, know it's Teaks Fire School, training our next set of heroes.
On how to extinguish that fire.
Curry Smith was inside his home on Cheyenne Circle when suddenly everything changed. He said it sounded like a freight train was outside his door, and by the time he took out his phone to film, trees were bending and branches were flying.
There's a fence out there. Look.
Smith's next-door neighbors, who nearly lost their home, couldn't believe he was standing in the thick of it all.
But he just laughed when I asked him about it, but I mean, that was brave. That was so brave.
Smith said he didn't know just how thick the funnel cloud was, but just across Highway 6, Jonathan Young had a clear picture.
We turned around and we kind of looked off in the distance over here, and the tornado was actually coming down the feeder road.
Young was on the clock at Sterling Auto Group when he couldn't help but take out his phone to film.
It was kind of a adrenaline type moment. I'd never really been that close or seen one that big before.
And then a power flash.
And it kind of stunned all of us out here. We didn't know what it was.
Smith had caught a power flash of his own, and less than 30 seconds later, the twister had moved on.
Damn, look at that tree!
Leaving behind a path of destruction. In Bryan, Noelle Bellow, News 3.
Father Ryan, we'll probably have you work the capper since that's some exercise.
Ale Mary full of grain. A light spirit brewed specially in College Station.
We found out that Father Bryan brewed beer. We had this great idea.
An idea that turned into a real cold one when Beth Ogden from the development staff at St. Mary's asked Father Ryan Higdon to create a beer as a thank you for church donors.
I was like, sure. And he said, can you have it in 2 weeks? And I said, no, I can't have it in 2 weeks. It takes a little longer than that.
That's where New Republic stepped in. Co-founder John Janeski couldn't wait to fill the tall order.
It's just been a really fun process to work through creating a new beer and working with a partner like St. Mary's. There's a great brewing tradition in the Catholic Church with monks brewing beers.
Some people are surprised to find out that priests enjoy beer. What do you say to those people?
Well, all things in moderation.
The Ale Mary is a beer basically in a class all its own. This easy to drink style isn't easily found.
Thought a great style of beer to do would be a beer that the only Trappist monastery outside of Europe, which is Spencer Abbey here in the US, does what's called a Parter's beer, or a Belgian style table beer. So we decided that that would be a really fun beer to do.
So when critics ask why beer?
I feel like a lot like the drummer boy and the nativity, and I've got what I can do, and this is the way I can say thank you, and hopefully it'll resonate with our donors.
Something tells Beth they will.
The label is great, and the bottle cap is great, and it tastes great.